going to pass the mic over to Justin Platt. Justin has a couple questions that he'd like to propose to you, and I'm sure they're going to be some pretty intriguing questions. Go ahead, Justin. You got the mic.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Mr. Pereira, for being here.
Don't call me Mr. Pereira, please.
I'm sorry. It's a force of habit. It's a force of habit.
I feel like
Nike rule books, man.
At least you're getting respect, Mike.
that is true. That's
Like I said, I mean, look, I got to pay respect to the king. You might not be Derrick Henry, but you're pretty dang close. I got to ask, we talked about how difficult it is to be a referee in any type of league. But then you're now cast into the national spotlight at the head of the forefront of officiating. How do you handle any backlash that you might get?
It just depends who the backlash comes from.
Bill Belichick.
I mean, I don't get that much backlash from the officials themselves because they know I've done it and they know that I know how difficult it is to do. And so, I mean, they will accept my criticism. They have a hard time accepting criticism from somebody that hasn't done it before and doesn't even know the rules, but is quick to, in the media to jump in and criticize. So that backlash to me is not bothersome at all. Now, the social media one is tougher. I mean, the social media thing, I mean, I'm old school. I call it anti-social media, yet I do some Twitter and some Instagram, but some of the stuff that comes out on social media directed at me, everybody tells you not to take it personally, but when you read it enough times, you start to. And I remember one time, Justin, when after the tuck play game that we're talking about, this is like after the fact, Sacramento Bee, where I live in Sacramento, they wrote an article about me being from here and my wife still living in here. And I got a really serious email or a tweet that came from a guy that said, now that we know where your wife lives, you better tell her to look over her shoulder every time she walks out of her house. And that one unnerved me a little bit and did cause an investigation. And it was some schmuck from Los Angeles who was stuck in his parents' basement and couldn't even find his way out of the basement. But still, that part of that part of the backlash is kind of tough to take. But you also realize that it's a very small number. It's a real small number that most of the people that listen to you do respect what you have to say. And you will always, no matter who it is, if it's Big Lou, if it's me, if it's anybody that's doing anything like this, you're going to piss off somebody at some point in time. And while it used to be tough to get to somebody to criticism, now it's pretty easy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that, like we said, it's tough to be a rep and you have to have a lot of guts to be able to do that. And especially, we're all about spreading positivity here because there's so much negativity. And, that's why we love sports, is because something like football brings people together and hopefully brings out the best in all of us.